This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss along with Pauly Howard. We are live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. And man, oh man, do we have a doozy of a 3-hour program lined up today. Plenty on tonight's Thursday night football matchup. We'll hit it over and over and over again. A lot to like. We got a ton of bets to run down on the Steelers and the Bengals. Paul Charchian in 30 minutes. His best bets 2 weeks in a row, by the way. He's given out an anytime touchdown score that cashed. Last week, Jackson Dart plus 380. The week before, the 49ers tight end Josh Tongas, who scored at plus 425. Steve Wiss, Kazakhstan last week.
Yeah.
Winners 4-0.
You have to fade Liechtenstein anytime you have the opportunity.
There you go. He's back on the program. A double shot, half an hour with Brad Powers on college football and Jay Morrison on the game tonight. Look at this now, Pauly. Total up to 45.5 at more than a handful of books as the Steelers remain a 5.5-point favorite in this game tonight. Mike Tomlin, let me just point this out. In his career on Thursday Night Football, 2-9 straight up.
Yeah. On a bad run here. 1-9 run too. Yeah. This is a Tomlin special, is it not?
Yeah, right.
No one loses more games to bad teams than this guy. And Cincinnati's a bad team. And the slow starts that keep happening, the last 4 games have been outscored 79-9 in the first half. This has been vile and nasty. Mm-hmm. But you want to look at their schedule and say, hey, you beat the Patriots, good team. You lost to Seattle, but they're a good team. You beat the Vikings, average team. We'll find out more about Minnesota. But you almost lost and should have lost to the Jets, who stink. And this is another Tomlin special. He could struggle. They could lose outright again and be surprised at the outcome and go back and say, how can this happen every single year with this guy? And the issues inside the division in road games as well. And it happened last year in the snow. They went to Cleveland and got beat.
That's exactly right. So, and they were a 230 favorite in that game on the money line to win that.
Yeah, big.
Got bounced.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers as a single-digit road favorite since 2021, 7-17 ATS. 11-13 straight up. Not good.
I know.
Not good. I have really no desire to lay the 5.5 points with the Steelers in this game. As the total continues to go up, that to me tells me that the market thinks that, well, we all know the Bengals defense is terrible, but they also think that the Bengals are going to be able to score some points in this game against I think the numbers are fugazi with the Steelers on defense, but and I think the market is also telling you by this number going up that they kind of believe in that part of it as well. And I also think that Pittsburgh might be used on a few survivor tickets this weekend.
Oh, really?
And I can't get there with it.
No, that's risky business.
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, we're going to find out a lot about them coming up. So even if they win tonight, you could still say, all right, you beat a bad team, congratulations. But then it's Green Bay, Indy, Chargers, Bears, Bills, Ravens coming up. And hopefully the Ravens should be healthy by then. Mm-hmm. So there are some tough games coming up. We're going to find out a lot about the Steelers. No Hendrickson. I'm with you with the move on the total, and I think both teams will move the ball today. It's also a fascinating game where I think a lot of guys can eat, and a lot of different guys can get involved here in the passing attack on both teams. As we mentioned yesterday, 8 different Steelers caught a pass in the win last week. You know, can I get a little Darnell Washington? Can I get a little sample love? Because you got some injuries as well. We already talked about Fant. We love Fant tonight. Charch will talk about it. I know the Guru was big on him today as well on the show and also on the website, vsin.com. The love affair that Flacco has talked about, blown away in practice, what Higgins and Chase can do. Just throw it up and give them a chance. You had the slow start in Green Bay, first half. That's going to happen. He had just traded for him the week prior. But now you have another week of practice, and they got it going in the second half. I think if they protect him, he'll be able to move the ball against Pittsburgh, and a lot of different guys will get involved in the passing attack.
Sure. I may have left a key word out of that, by the way. Tomlin on Thursdays on the road in his career, 2-9 straight up. That's it.
Yes.
But as we, again, go down that path that you were just talking about right now, yeah, I think it's going to be a big game for the tight ends.
Yeah.
First of all, the Bengals have allowed the second most passing yards in the entire league. They're tied for fourth with 12 TDs allowed in the air as well. They do have 6 interceptions for what it's worth. If you want to maybe look at a price on Rodgers to chuck one of those tonight. But both teams have been pretty poor against tight ends in the aerial attack. The Bengals have allowed 395 yards, sixth most in the entire league. Steelers, one fewer game, 359 yards to the tight end, seventh most overall. And when you look at so far what these tight ends have done to the defenses that we're going to watch tonight, go back to week 1 when the Browns threw out Fannin and Njoku. And who was the quarterback for that team? That was Flacco playing for Cincinnati. But they combined 10 for 100. Hawkinson, 5 for 49 and a touchdown. Laporta for the Lions, 5 for 92 and a touchdown. Kraft had 2 for 43 and a touchdown last week. Could have had 2 touchdowns. And then against Pittsburgh, Arroyo and Barner combined to have a nice game. Hunter Henry, 8 for 90, 2 touchdowns. Hawkinson, 4 for 39. Fannin had 7 for 81. So I bet on Washington, took a little dabble on 18-1 first touchdown in the game tonight.
There you go.
But also I'm all in on Fant.
Have to be.
Over 26.5. We bet him earlier in the week and told you about that. And I also have plus 450 anytime touchdown.
Great number. Move 4 yards as well. All about Fant in this game as well. Good look. Also, they're not, you read some stuff here, and I don't think they're happy with how Andre's playing. So, against Green Bay, he had 1 catch. But there, if you read up on the fantasy stuff and those websites, there were 3 balls that were catchable that fell incomplete. So they've been trying to make a change and thinking about making a change, and maybe it happens tonight with a little Mitchell Tinsley. I can't find a prop anywhere on the guy as far as yards and receptions, but he's 20-1 anytime, and he's 90-1 first touchdown of the game, and you could take some last as well if you have the blowout scenario. You know, some people come back and say, could I put a little sample in there? But I get someone else involved in the red zone with what Flacco can do. But the guy's been a disappointment this year. And if they're going to call this guy up and think maybe Mitchell Tinsley, who had a catch last week, could do something, I think he could be worth some pizza money on any time at a big price. And we've seen some big ones cash here in the last 2 weeks with first touchdown of the game.
Are you talking about Andre? You want to try his last name?
You go ahead.
I always forget how to pronounce it. Yasevis?
Yes, whatever.
Opta AI stats like him to go over by 10 yards tonight.
Come on.
VSiN.com.
I think he's in the
Yoshivash.
I think he's in the doghouse, though.
Well, I don't think they factor that kind of stuff in.
Okay.
I think they run their models and that's what it shoots out.
It's a gut feeling that maybe Cincinnati makes a change and they put Tinsley in there and try to get the passing attack going even more and spread them out and throw, which I think what they'll do. And I also like Higgins over as well. Chase has a big number, but I think we're in store for a high-scoring game. And we're back on the bus with Boswell, too, which he's 4-1 to his over. You can find $1.25 at Caesars.
It moved.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I don't know how much it's moved. I haven't checked it since you texted me about 4 hours ago. I got minus 127.
Okay.
So, but I think they maybe realize that they put up a bad number because did you check like other books today? He was higher than $2 to make. Oh, wow. At some books earlier.
It's like the Fairbairn.
Right.
Caesars has had plus money on Fairbairn.
They did earlier in the year, and then they stopped offering them altogether.
And he's on a 14-3 overrun, and Boswell's always solid. And Tom will trust him from 55, 60, no problem. Mm-hmm. And he's got a huge leg. He's only missed 2 on the year. One, I can't kill him because of the bad field last week. So both teams to make a 33-yard field goal, which is $1.30. And Boswell over 1.5 made field goals at a good price. But Mitch is right. Shop that and take a look where that's available.
By the way, DK Metcalf has been your guy all year long.
Yes.
So think about this for a second. He has had a 31% target share since week 5, and slot receiver Kelvin Austin is out of this game tonight. And the Bengals, again, have allowed the second most passing yards in the entire league, and they've allowed 12 touchdowns in the air as well. Now, his prop is 66.5 in that neighborhood right now.
58.5 the other day.
I know it.
Big move. I know.
So
Guru loves him too. Yes, but the last 2 games he's gone off, and Rodgers has been feeding him.
Yeah, I would say this. If you did not get on Metcalf, because you gave up Metcalf the other day, right?
Yeah, 58.5.
I would say now it's unbettable.
Yeah, that's a big move.
That's a huge move.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yes. But the other thing is, like, who are y'all throwing to? Because Jonnu Smith, which the Guru recommended today, because they caught Cleveland by surprise, hitting Washington for 30 yards off the bat. Freiermuth's on the milk carton.
I know it.
He didn't even throw to him. But still, he's got these weapons, and I think he's just content because everything is short, quick, Get rid of it. Maybe one occasional deep shot to Metcalf, and that's it. Remember, the touchdown in the London game was a slant that Metcalf took to the house. So everything's just quick and short with Pittsburgh, and that's just why, spread it around, and I'll mix in a little Jonnu and Washington and Metcalf and dump it off to the backs too.
Sure. I mean, everything is just past the line of scrimmage and usually way short of the sticks with A-Rod. That's been the game plan the entire year. Now they're 4-1. So somehow, again, this magical potion that Mike Tomlin puts together every single year is working. The Steelers voodoo, as Warren Sharp told us about, a couple of weeks ago on the Sunday morning tailgate show. I just hope that the Bengals offensive line can protect Flacco.
Right, because I think they can have success through the year.
Right, and I ran down the numbers yesterday. They are absolutely awful at pass block win rate, and the Steelers are elite at pass block, or I should say pass rush win rate. So it's not a good recipe there for those two. And I'm also looking at some composite power ratings. Sam Hoppen does this on X. He puts together like ESPN, InPredict, Kevin Cole, PFF, some other guys as well. When you combine all the ratings together, they spit out the Bengals as the second worst team in the entire NFL, and I don't disagree.
Yeah. Well, they lose tonight, season's over. That'd be 5 straight losses. But if they win, there's at least a glimmer of hope. Because Jets, Bears, Steelers, Patriots, Ravens, isn't that bad?
Mackin in here at VSiN has the Bengals 24th overall.
Okay.
To me, that's too high.
Yep. The other one, too. Your guy, Taylor, first 3 months of the season, 27, 44, and 1 straight up.
Yep.
Horrible.
Yeah, he's great, isn't he? Win some, lose some up next, and we'll discuss today's doubleheader in the Major League Baseball playoffs. This is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Ton of props cash as they tied a record with 8 home runs last night combined. Home run in the first inning, 4-1. The Yerfie got there, plus 115. Yes, a run to be scored in the first. Will there be a 400-foot home run? Yes, 4-1. Longest home run of the night, Springer, 8-1. Anytime, plus 425. Rodriguez, 5-1. Jimenez, I saw as high as 21-1. 16 at BetMGM. Vlad, plus 450. Kirk, plus 825. Big Dumper, 3-1. Arozarena, plus 575. Barger, plus 825. All to go deep in home runs. And I don't know what it is, but Toronto has no problems in that ballpark. 4-0 and a ton of runs. And open up a can.
Yeah, swept them in the regular season there in Seattle and scored a ton of runs that, like you said, they're still hitting home runs, I think, right now.
Mavs from 4 up to 9. Pounded the Lakers, 121-94. And I tweeted it last night. Forgot to mention it yesterday on the show. Yesterday was the 37-year anniversary of Gibson going deep off Eckersley. You'll never forget where you were moment. I was in Superior, Wisconsin, watching the game with my dad. And to think that he was limping and couldn't walk. And Eckersley was untouchable back then. And he just flicks it and serves it into the right field stands. And I believe it's Canseco in right field who just gives it the courtesy look. I still don't know how he did that. And the Dodgers win the World Series, and that was game 1 with what he did. I still can't believe it.
I mean, Eckersley just could not be touched for a couple of years there with the A's. And you're right, he limped up to the plate.
Right. Best problem's running around the bases after the home run. Also, the big walk in that inning was key as well. Eckersley didn't walk people. The Jack Buck call and the Vin Scully call, incredible. She is gone. And Darren Ravel on X, the jersey, Eckersley's jersey sold for $60,000. Gibson's jersey, $303,000. His helmet, $153,000. His bat, $575,000. Home run ball, never found. Ooh.
Somebody has that sitting somewhere.
Yeah.
On a mantle, or they sold it already. Nobody knows about it, but somebody has that baseball for sure.
Yeah. What's the other thing you remember about the home run?
All the parking, the
All
lights,
the cars leaving.
the cars, yeah.
All the cars leaving early.
Yeah. And they're trying to get back in.
Yep.
Yep.
And you missed one of the...
Well, I mean, do you blame them? Eckerson's coming in. X coming in. The game's over with.
Come on.
Let's beat the traffic.
Beat the traffic.
Yeah.
Come on. Subscribe, be part of the team. VSiN.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. Look at this guy. I've never seen this before.
Okay, now that's a first.
Yeah. He slides down the stairs.
On his side, head first.
Yes.
And then
and can't wait to do it again. And the owners are laughing like he's going to do it again. And he goes down, comes back, goes down the stairs like it's a slide with his face first and on his ear.
I kind of want to try that now.
Yeah, right. Look at him. That's the damnedest thing. And he loves it. Great job. We haven't heard from Enzo in a while. How's our buddy Enzo? He wants some food. You hungry, Enzo?
Enzo. No. Should I show
There he is.
what you're begging for?
He loves it. Probably saw a guy like Blue. We miss our guy Blue as well. But there's Enzo begging for food as he likes to talk. Excellent job. Before the line moves, Sharp Play's already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. You're not going to outsmart billion-dollar books or full-time Sharps on your own. With the Sharp Plays, you don't have to. AI picks are up 50 units. And he's been at it since 2011. Jeff and the crew been with Follow the Money since day one. Incredible contacts and connections. Real-time global betting information. Alerts directly from the pros. Unmatched transparency. And the betting analysis AI, you'll love it. SharpPlays.com. Trusted by pros. Watched by the books. Doesn't matter the sport. Tennis, soccer, NFL. He's on it. SharpPlays.com. Stay ahead of the line.
Okay, so it looks like Penn State can start looking a little bit deeper than Kurt Cignetti for their next head coach. According to one of the Indiana beat writers about 20 minutes ago, Cignetti has agreed to a new contract to remain head coach at Indiana.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, good for him.
There's some breaking news right now.
Good job. All right, my friend.
I want to know how deep they're going to have to go. Let me give you this. You had the Yerfie last night in the game, and it got there thanks to Julio. It was an impressive shot. How about that now? All these early home runs, bet the other side immediately. The first, right? How many times that happened now?
No, yeah.
Happened in the Brewers game the other night, happened in another game, leadoff home run, boom, then that's all they can do. Mm-hmm. But now Max Scherzer goes tonight in the first inning this year, 16 2/3, an ERA of 13. Opposing teams averaged higher than 400 against him at the plate. Opposing OPS higher than 1,200. In his final 5 starts of the year, he allowed 17 runs in the first inning. Do you want to come back and do it one more time tonight?
Yeah. And I like his outs under as well.
And they posted, by the way, that opened 10.5.
Yeah. I saw higher than that, too.
He's not going to get to 4 innings?
No. No, he will not.
We're not going to see the old Mad Max tonight.
No. Got to have it. Got to get this one if you're Seattle. You lose this, it's squeaky bum time, and everyone's going to panic. You know, we can't win an ALCS game. We've never been in the World Series. Are we going to blow this up 2-0? Because this is a game on paper you got to have. You know, I can't believe they're throwing Scherzer. You look at how long he's been between outings. A little bit more like Quintana we'll talk about. But on the flip side, look who you're throwing. Castillo's 4-0 with an ERA under 1 last 6. He's got a 1.40 last 5 playoff games. He was awesome against Detroit. But again, what's going on in this ballpark? 4-0 in Seattle. Outscored them 34-11. And now they woke up and found the bats. But again, no momentum in baseball. It's all about Castillo. And can he shut him down tonight? And tell me he's going 5, absolutely.
Oh, he's been really, really rock solid.
He's going to go 5. He'll go over his outs, and I don't think Scherzer. First sign of trouble, he's out. First sign. Because they got what they wanted out of Bieber. They had the blowout win. Bieber gave him a good performance. Made one mistake. He knew it, but he had good stuff. He told the guys after the home run, pick me up. I got it. It was a bad job by me, and they did. Vlad said it's great and refreshing to hear that from a pitcher and give you a pep talk. So I think with the bullpen will be ready to go. Where Scherzer doesn't give him much, but I think Castillo will have a phenomenal game.
So here are the numbers on Luis Castillo going back. 4-0 with a 0.86 ERA in his last 6 games. Beautiful. 5 of those were starts, right? That goes back to the 7th of September. Only Blake Snell with a 0.68 ERA is lower in that same window. So Castillo in 5 career postseason games as well. 4 starts, a 1.40 ERA. Here is a betting angle that I want to look at, though, tonight, and the number has moved, unfortunately, a good 20 cents. Vladimir Guerrero remains absolutely on fire. So he had an 80.1% contact rate in the regular season. That number is now 92.5% in the postseason, over 28 plate appearances. No player in the last 2 decades has made contact at this rate while hitting for this much power in the postseason. So again, 92.5% contact rate, and he's slugging .964. He walked last night. He walked the game before that. To me, you might have many opportunities tonight for Seattle to say, you know what, I'm not pitching to this guy. He's making contact with everything we're throwing at the plate right now. We don't want to take a chance. Hit a nice home run last night. I went to bet it earlier today. It was plus 128 on Will Vlad draw 1 walk tonight. Now it's around plus 108.
I like it. Yeah.
I think he gets a walk tonight.
You have to play Springer props, too. Springer's on fire. I like Polanco props. Play Vlad props. And then on the other game, I would play unders on Yelich, Ohtani, and Pajes. Pajes in that 2 for 30, 2 for 27 streak, whatever it is. Ohtani's been so bad. Under total bases with Ohtani. Yelich is 0 for his last 17. That's another one.
Have you seen what he is against Glasnow? One of 14, 7 Ks.
Get out of here.
Oh, no. That's it.
Oh, I missed that. Good information. And hello, Humans is going to be going crazy on the pregame show. A 3 o'clock start in Los Angeles.
Here we go again.
There'll be nobody there, but the most important thing with that traffic, the most important thing is the shadows. So can Glasnow and strike these guys out and have a big performance? Again, these LA starters, 52 2/3. They've allowed runs in only 5 of the innings. It's historic what these starters have done during this postseason run. And I don't know, I have an idea, but I don't know for sure what Milwaukee's going to do. Ashby and then probably Quintana, and I don't know what they're going to do with the Miz, and I don't know who they're going to throw tomorrow. So I don't like this game plan at all because Quintana has pitched once since September 14th.
I hate the game plan.
So do I.
I can't stand it.
And can you get the bats going? 8 runs in the last 5 games. It's the fewest they've scored all year in a 5-game stretch, and they're 1-4 during that stretch. Also, they've lost, what we talked about yesterday, they've lost 9 in a row on the road. If they get swept, that obviously would be 11. The Washington Senators / Minnesota Twins have the record 12 in a row.
Yeah, the last time they won a road game in the playoffs, 2018, they did take Game 3 in LA by a score of 4-0. But the reason why I hate what the Brewers' game plan is today, I said it on the air a couple times on the show yesterday for those who missed it. To me, the one guy who can turn this on its head would be the Miz.
I agree.
6 innings against the Dodgers in July, 12 strikeouts. He allowed the leadoff home run to Ohtani. After that, nothing. Shut him down completely.
Got to have this game.
Have to.
Throw the kid. Don't get it.
Yeah, Paul Charchian next. Wide receiver Rashee Rice makes his return to the Chiefs this Sunday. His props are now available to bet on. What kind of game should we expect from him? We'll ask the Fantasy Football Hall of Famer coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
I love Thursdays. Such great information. Bets have been awesome lately as we head out here to the Progressive Guest Line. Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian joins the program now on his weekly appearance. He is with GuillotineLeagues.com. He'll have another anytime touchdown score coming up in about 15 minutes. He's hit 2 in a row. Let's see if we can keep it going this week. Charch, good to see you. Let's begin with this. Chiefs are humming now, man. Watch out. Here they come. Rashee Rice now back from suspension. And I know books are slowly rolling out some of his props. I only see a couple of them right now posting Rice. 56.5 yards. I don't see receptions yet. What do you think we're going to get on Sunday?
I think we're going to get a lot of Rashee Rice. It comes right in, and I don't think he's going to miss a step here. You know, it's rare that a 6-game suspension is a good thing, and I'm not suggesting it is, especially given how he got it. But what it did do is it gave Rice another month and a half to get right from last year's season-ending knee injury. By all accounts, he is at 100%, has been for a long time. He will hit the ground running, literally. And as a reminder, last we saw Rashee Rice, weeks 1 through 3 of last year, he was the highest scoring fantasy wide receiver. He was awesome, catching all of these passes and across the middle of the field as well. Packers secondary is just middle of the pack. That's not a big threat here. Here's, I think, your best angle. No matter how you feel about Rice and his usage, here's where I think this thing can really crystallize for both fantasy and bettors. last week during those 3 games when Rice was healthy and going berserk, Travis Kelce did not score. He had a 34-yard game, a 0-yard game, and a 30-yard game. It's because Rashee Rice he's a middle of the field pass catcher right where Travis Kelce normally does his work. I think you can bank on Travis Kelce seeing a diminished workload. Last couple of weeks, it's been pretty high. Early in the season, it was very light. I think Travis Kelce goes back to a diminished workload for a lot of reasons, including age and other things, and Rice just eating his lunch. And that's where I think you can really find some angles here is against Kelce from fantasy standpoint. If you got Kelce, I'd trade him now while you can. He's already been an inconsistent fantasy producer. And if we're going to see this year what we saw last year from Rashee Rice, his production comes right out of Travis Kelce.
By the way, side note here, I'm seeing Kelce under 3.5 catches plus 125 and 40.5 yards for this week.
Good. Great information.
I like the yardage under especially.
Yep. Great information from coaches this week in quotes. Andy Reid, we're going to get Rice involved right away. Big workload. How about what Cohen said, that we're going to get Hunter involved early and often? He's got to be a bigger part of the offense.
Well, yeah, he does. I mean, I think that goes without saying. And I love Liam Cohen, but I dislike how he has used Travis Hunter. I mean, in April, this Travis Hunter was the most talked about draft pick of that draft class, and maybe for a long time, playing 2 ways and everything else. Jacksonville moves up to pick 2 to draft Travis Hunter. And what have they done? Well, they've totally mismanaged him to this point. He hasn't topped 64 yards. He hasn't scored a touchdown. From a fantasy standpoint, he's fantasy wide receiver 57. When you think of Travis Hunter, the Colorado version, you think of those big downfield catches, him weaving through traffic, making guys miss, breaking tackles downfield. We haven't got any of that from Travis Hunter. Get this. He is in the bottom 10th percentile in depth of target. We're heading into week 7. Travis Hunter has 2 catches deeper than 9 yards. That's it. He hasn't even been able to get playing time away from Diami Brown and Parker Washington. What are we doing here? This is the second pick of the draft. Liam Cohen does need to use him more, but not just more. You got to start using him downfield, because where Hunter is so effective is 15, 20 yards downfield in the middle of the defense, because he's fearless. He will run through the middle. He doesn't mind all the traffic and guys, he catches the ball and there's 3 guys on him, doesn't care. Travis Hunter is special that way. Liam Cohen's got to figure that part out. Maybe he does it against the Rams. Kendall Bourne running a lot of these middle routes ate up the Rams a couple of Thursdays ago. Maybe it's going to be like that for Hunter, but at this point, that's all speculation. Maybe Liam Cohen's going to do those things. I just think this is what he needs to do. And I don't know that I'm ready to put my money on Liam Cohen actually making good on him saying he's going to get Hunter more involved early in this offense.
Interesting. Yeah, because the market, I think, is betting it like that does mean a lot here. His catches are 3.5 over like minus 150, but his yards still they're between like 37.5 and 40.5.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not game plan to get this guy at least that many yards? I mean, I completely agree with everything that you just said.
Yeah, baffling the usage here. And I think Liam Cohen, again, really good coach. And Diami Brown doesn't stink. I don't know. It's just, but this is a special talent that you got to start unlocking for the Jaguars. Hopefully it starts here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You took him second in the draft. You're not going to have him guard, you play the slot on defense with that draft pick.
I'm with you.
Okay. So this has been amazing. The last couple of weeks, Rico Dowdell has been basically the best offensive player in the league now for 2 weeks running Chuba Hubbard, who they just gave an extension to, has missed those 2 games. What happens this week?
Right.
And what happens moving forward?
473 combined yards in 2 weeks. I did a quick search to see how many times since this database goes back to 1970, a player has had as many rushing yards and receiving yards in consecutive games as what Rico Dowdle has done in the last 2 weeks. And it's only 2 times. Walter Payton and Saquon Barkley are the only 2 guys since 1970 that have hit this rushing and receiving threshold that Rico Dowdle just hit. I mean, we didn't drop Rico. First of all, it's Rico Dowdle, right? And I happened to look before he got his start 2 weeks ago. I'm looking at his metrics just to see what Rico Dowdle had done to that point of the season. And he was terrible. He was basically the worst running back in the league metrically. And then you drop him into Carolina. This is not exactly like dropping Rico Dowdle into like the Buffalo offense. It falls into the Carolina offense and he suddenly goes crazy. He's a juggernaut. Nobody saw this coming. And I I don't think it was something you could have seen. I mean, this never happens to a fifth-year running back. A fifth-year perpetual backup running back, those guys never break out in year 5, but we're seeing Rico Dowdle do it here. So the question is, does it continue? Obviously, he's created a mandate to keep running with Rico Dowdle, but we know coaches are weirdly insistent about giving their veterans playing time. And they, as you mentioned, and I think this is not trivial, and I'm really impressed you mentioned it, Mitch, the contract extension they just gave him at the end of last year, right? I mean, they still need to make good. They still need to make good on that. There's a lot of reason to keep Chuba Hubbard involved. Dowdle, I think, has earned first crack at this. Hubbard, especially if he's not 100% with the calf injury, has got probably a minor role here, but this could turn into a dreaded hot hand approach, which from a fantasy standpoint, we hate hot hand, right? You know how all this thing's going to go. But at this point, Rico Dowdle's earned the right, I believe, through 2 games to be the starter here, especially if Hubbard's less than 100%, but he'll be in the mix.
Jacoby Myers has pretty good numbers with the Raiders. Bowers has been hurt, but he could be traded at the deadline. What happens here? What should we do with Myers if we own him?
First, it's weird when healthy players don't practice. That almost always means imminent departure here. So I think Myers, who asked for a trade, as you guys know,
that's right.
In August, he was looking to get traded, right? So, he's a little bit older, I think 29 years old. Here's the thing about Jacoby Myers that people don't know. He's really good. He is a high effort guy who catches everything you throw at him. He is great after the catch. He's just languishing in Las Vegas. Nobody knows anything about this guy. He has a bunch of possible landing spots. Steelers make sense. Giants make sense. Patriots make sense. Buffalo would be awesome for Jacoby Myers. A lot of different spots where potentially Jacoby Myers could go. And if they trade him, Jacoby Myers, his value would go up in almost any of those landing spots. And those are all teams that think they're playoff relevant. The other thing that would happen that would be interesting, Trey Tucker's value would go way up. He'd turn into the clear number 1 receiver on a team without Brock Bowers, at least for a little while here. And Trey Tucker would get real interesting. So if you want to play, if you want to play the market on this and you think Jacoby Myers might get moved, and there's a decent chance he would on a bad Las Vegas team, that's how you could capitalize in a couple of different ways.
Would you offer, if you own Travis Kelce and you're okay at tight end behind him, would you offer Kelce straight up for Myers right now? Taking a shot here?
Yeah, I like that move. That's exactly right. I'm looking to move Kelce anyway. That's the kind of trade that you could absolutely make. And, and even if Myers doesn't get traded, he's the best receiver on the Raiders. Yeah. That's always worth something.
Or would you offer Kelce for Tucker and something else, just in case? Then he gets traded. Then Tucker, like you said, he slides into that, going to have a bigger role with the Raiders.
Number 1 role. Yeah, like that angle too. Basically, I like moving Travis Kelce right now and getting out. And by the way, and we've mentioned this before on previous shows, but I'll mention it again. He's all the way down to 5 yards per catch. He's at his lowest per average catch of his career. Hard to fill a box score on 5-yard catches at a time for Travis Kelce, especially when he's not the same guy after the catch as he was in younger iterations of Travis Kelce.
Man, your numbers a couple of minutes ago on Rice, when he was in playing with Kelce last year, and Kelce basically just bottomed out and did nothing. He had 1 game last year with no yards.
Yeah, he had a 0-yard game last year with Rashee Rice. Danger.
Yeah. I love the knowledge, man. We're going to continue here with Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian. Website is guillotineleagues.com. Right now, he's on the Progressive Guest Line. 2 weeks ago, he gave out the Niners tight end, anytime touchdown, plus 425. Last week, Jackson Dart, plus 380. They both got there. Which player does he like tonight for an encore? Find out next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Marching along here on a Thursday, we continue with Fantasy Football Hall of Famer Paul Charchian, kind enough to stick around for 2 segments on the Progressive Guest Line. Website is guillotineleagues.com. Okay, so we were hot and heavy on the tight ends in this Thursday night matchup to begin the show today. Let's just get right into it.
Yeah.
You are as well.
Okay.
How much do you love Noah Fant overall tonight?
I think he's sitting on a really good game, and this is a lot of reasons for it. First, Cincinnati tight end Mike Gesicki's on IR. Their other tight end, Tanner Hudson's not well, he didn't clear the concussion protocol. He's been ruled out. That puts Noah Fant on the field pretty much every snap. So let's talk about the Cincinnati offense. You bring in noodle arm Joe Flacco, loves his tight ends. In 5 games with Cleveland, Flacco's Browns had the second most targets to tight ends, second most receptions to tight ends, averaging 8 receptions per game to the tight end position. Last week, Flacco goes to Cincinnati, threw to his tight ends 11 times right out of the gate. And here's Flacco. He's averaging the second shortest of any quarterback, barely 5 yards. That's tight end territory as well. Here comes the Steelers tonight. Last week, the Steelers saw 17 targets to tight ends. They're allowing the second most tight end yards, 72 per game. So what do we do with Noah Fant now? We're going to go over the 3.5 receptions, over the 25.5 yards. Anytime touchdown is plus 500. The 2 touchdown is plus 5,500. I think that's all bettable. You could ladder up Noah Fant in this game because this is what Joe Flacco does. He throws to his tight ends. I think this is a major miscalculation by the market.
Yep.
And we can take advantage on over basically everything on Noah Fant.
Love it. Great breakdown. I'm with you. How about Darnell Washington?
Did Charch
Did
lose
you hear
us
me?
here? I think he lost the audio. He's moving though.
I know.
Did you see it? Like I saw his
That was
some
bizarre.
facial movement.
That's right.
But then nothing with the audio, huh? Okay, that's odd.
Damn.
Yeah,
That was a great breakdown.
Yeah, he's gonna explain it's gonna be a tight end showdown tonight. I think.
Yeah,
that we
will be.
have.
I think you're right. And we got the good news with the backups as well. Are you going to do anything with Sample just in case?
Yeah, I have
Fourth
to.
string, he'll be on the field.
Well, let me give you this, by the way.
He had a catch last week.
So this is from Ryan Kramer, Sports Gambling Podcast, every Friday night.
Hey, Ryan.
Here on VSiN. He's been off to a great start with first touchdown scores. He's got Jonnu, Pittsburgh's defense, Drew Sample, and Yossi Vash as his 4 guys. He goes to battle every single game with 4 different players.
Unbelievable.
And he's been catching left and right.
Yep.
I think we have Charge back now. We were just getting into the Pittsburgh tight ends here, explaining why you like Washington and maybe even Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, I do. And normally, guys, the Pittsburgh tight ends have been cannibalizing each other all season, which is bad. But we're going to take the Jonnu Smith over 23.5 yards. The Darnell Washington over 18.5 yards. Darnell Washington's unbelievable. They called him the Big O at Georgia. He's 6'7", 265 pounds. He is the biggest tight end in the league, as far as I know. And he's athletic. And they're starting to use him these past few weeks. And Pat Freiermuth is just dried up, just 2 catches in the last 3 games. Here's the key part about both of these tight ends that I love. Slot receiver Calvin Austin is out. Jonnu Smith is the second most used player from the slot on Pittsburgh. So they're going to stand up Jonnu Smith in the slot in place of Calvin Austin. That's a great opportunity for Jonnu to have a rare breakout game in this offense. He obviously was great last year with Miami. He was a Pro Bowl player. Miami shipped him off, and now he's been locked into this battle. But this is a pathway for Jonnu Smith to top the 23.5 yards. I'll also mention Bengals have allowed the 7th most tight end yards, 66 per game, and they've allowed the 2nd most tight end touchdowns. Now, Darnell Washington's not normally a touchdown guy, but dude is built for it. He's so big. He can every contested catch in the end zone would be perfect for Darnell Washington to come down with. You can get the Darnell Washington, I think the anytime touchdown 400, something in that ballpark.
Yeah, it's
pretty compelling, guys.
It's right around that number, I think, too.
350.
Yeah. And they've been using his big body to block more as well. So that kind of makes sense, right? They could use him to make the Bengals think that he's going to block near the goal line. And then, there he slides out to the corner and he's wide open.
Exactly.
What has happened to Chase? What has happened to Chase Brown? And do you want to do anything with Pirine as a result?
No, I mean, Chase Brown has got the 2nd highest percentage of carries out of anybody in the NFL. He's getting 75% of the team's carries. You know, the problem that's killed him is a horrible offensive line. Bengals are dead last in run blocking per Pro Football Focus. And the game script is always against the running game. Get this. Here's your stat of the day for the Bengals. They've only run 27 plays with a lead all year. That's it. That'll kill your running game too. Chase Brown, just the 1 touchdown. Steelers are seeing the 10th fewest rushing yards. I just think there's not The number on Chase Brown is already really low. I don't know that you can really go under it, but the last 3 lead backs that have faced the Steelers have averaged just 37 yards, and they're all better than what Chase Brown is playing at this year.
All right. Any props that you like with Rodgers, who is secretly, quietly having a decent season?
Well, he is quietly having a pretty good season, and this isn't the narrative anybody wanted, right? We all wanted to be like, he's completely washed up. He was bad with the Jets. Now he goes here. We were mocking the Steelers for not signing him earlier. He's top 10 in touchdown passes, completion percentage, passer rating, and just 3 interceptions. And, and he's done this, by the way, just feeding DK Metcalf, basically. That's it. Yeah. Calvin Austin's been a little involved. He won't play tonight. Bengals pass defense, bad as you'd expect. 30th in passing yards, 27th in passing touchdowns allowed. Every opposing passer has scored. I think if I were going to play Aaron Rodgers, I would play the over 1.5 touchdowns. I don't remember the number. I don't have it in front of me, but I think he is sitting on a 2, maybe even 3 touchdown game.
Okay. Set this one up for us. I'll find that number for you while you're talking about your next guy that you like. We're talking to Paul Charchian here, Fantasy Football Hall of Famer, GuillotineLeagues.com on the Progressive Guest line. I really want to bet the Browns this week, but then the forecast for Sunday threw me off a little bit yesterday. We're talking about potentially high winds here with some scattered showers, or maybe even consistent showers throughout the entire game, the way it appears. What does that mean overall to the Browns offense?
Well, okay. I'm going to tell you exactly. First, 80% chance of rain, including embedded thunderstorms and heavy downpours, very possible, and windy on top of that with sustained winds of 25 miles an hour, gusting to 30 and 40 miles an hour. That's the current plan for Cleveland right now. I'm going to tell you exactly how I think this game is going to go. Cleveland's number 1 ranked run defense will shut down Devon Achane. He's going to be out. Now, Tua's going to be forced to pass into the wind, and he doesn't have the arm for that. So he's going to make mistakes. He's already got 7 interceptions. The Browns are going to capitalize on Tua's weather-aided mistakes, get a lead, and then they're just going to run Quinshon Judkins like crazy. His carries line is sitting at 21.5, so it's a big number, but I don't think it's big enough. I did some digging into Kevin Stefanski's weather games. Let me give you examples for similar games. It's November 21. Against Houston, the winds are 25 miles an hour. Stefanski runs Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt combined 38 times in the game. 38. It's Christmas Eve, 2022 against the Saints. Stefanski wins 30 miles an hour. Stefanski runs Nick Chubb 24 times. And here comes Quinshon Judkins. Last 3 games, he had 12 carries last week, but the week before is 23. The week before that was 21. He didn't even bad weather games. He's getting into the 20s on carries. This is a great opportunity. And on top of everything else, Dylan Gabriel is the quarterback for the Browns. Dead last in yards per pass attempt at just 4.5. He's a noodle arm. He doesn't have the passing velocity to slice through the wind. They're going to have to run. They're going to get ahead, and Kevin Stefanski's going to do what he likes to do in bad weather, run the ball. Quinshon Judkins over 21.5 carries.
I absolutely love that. It's that you can still find 20.5. That's out there as well. Not juiced too high to the over. So I'm going to get on that here ASAP. Great breakdown. Love the history lesson there as well. I did find the Rodgers prop number. It's $1.20-ish, maybe a little bit higher on over 1.5 touchdowns.
There you go.
There you can
I like that angle. And we talked about it. We like the tight ends to score here too. And obviously DK Metcalf's a major threat.
Yeah. Do you have enough time here in 45 seconds to break down Devontae Smith? You like him to go under?
Yep. Let's go under 51.5 yards. He could draw a ton of Pro Football Focus's top-ranked cornerback, Isaiah Rodgers. The Vikings don't generally shadow with their corners, but they can, and this is the right matchup to do it for a lot of reasons I won't get into right now. Rodgers allowing these per-game averages. 2 catches for 19 yards in his coverage. There's no threat from Jahan Dotson. And because A.J. Brown is so much bigger than Isaiah Rodgers, I just think Rodgers is going to be glued to Devontae Smith, and then it's game over for Smith. Minnesota's allowed just 4 completions of over 20 yards on the year. That's it. So it's a nice opportunity to take the under on Devontae Smith.
Charch, what a treat, man. Dynamite half an hour as always. Love talking to you. Thanks so much for the time.
Love it.
Best of luck tonight and this weekend, okay?
Thanks, my friends. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
There you go. The one and only Paul Charchian, Fantasy Football Hall of Famer with GuillotineLeagues.com. The analysis, the nuggets, the info. It's so good. Like our next guest, anytime someone comes on this show and gives out an easy winner on Kazakhstan in soccer. You can bet your ass he's going to make a return visit. 16-6-3 last 25 plays from the meat man Steve Wiss. Best Bet Soccer next.